good afternoon. How is everybody doing? Welcome in, Patty Cake Crew. Welcome where we are retired, relaxing, and re-energizing. Thank you so much, Tim Winsor, for being here. Thank you for being an awesome supporter. Thanks to all of you who will come through and watch the live, those who will come through and watch the replay, those of you who may be watching from the watchtower. I thank you so, so much. It is a beautiful day here. Today the sun is shining and it's just beautiful. Hello, Joshua. Thank you for coming. I appreciate you so much. Thank you all. So I know you all saw the topic here, but first, before I get into that, I hope your day is going well, your weekend. Let me see what the temperature is right now. It is 79 degrees Fahrenheit, sunny, a beautiful, beautiful day. We're supposed to be getting some more cold weather coming in later, not today, but next week. But anyway, right now, it's a beautiful day. Welcome in, Anthony Holmes, the DJ over at the OK Lounge. Welcome in, Joshua. Thank you so much for coming in, everybody. And Anthony, I love the music and the beats that you put up for Black History. It's fire. So thank you so much for that. Hello, Annabelle. Welcome in. How are you doing? So happy to see you. So happy to see all of you. Shout out to my member, Annabelle TV. A big shout out. And check her out. She's on my community post, as many of you are on my community post. Oh, you're welcome, Anthony. Your beats, your music is fire. Y'all, I have a couple of shorts with Anthony Holmes 71 beat. It is fire. It is on a couple of shorts, as I said. One is Golden Anniversary, has to do with college, and the other one will be lots of different foods that I prepared. So we're going to get right into this. As you all know, the celebration of Black History Month is in April. Now I'm going to give you a few facts about that, and then I am going to talk freely. Now this is not to throw shade on any race of people, because God created all of us equally. So it's no shade here. It's just that I'm going to talk about and give honor to Black History Month. Okay, Black History Month was started by Carter Godwin Woodson, and he's known as Carter G. Woodson. He was born in 1875 in Virginia. He died in 1950 in Washington, D.C. at the age of about 74 years old. He was a historian, author, and journalist. He is known as the father of Black history, because in February of 1926, he launched the celebration of Negro History Week. I remember when I was in school, we had the Negro History Week, and we were assigned to pick a person, a prominent person, a prominent Negro, and do reports on them. And as I remember in elementary school, we all knew about Mr. Roy Wilkins, Mr. Andrew Young, Dr. Martin Luther King, and Professor Booker T. Washington. We knew about Dr. George Washington Carver, the scientist. These were just regulars that everybody did reports on. But there are many, many more accomplishments and strides by Black people. And a lot of these people are unsung heroes. We talk a lot about the bus boycott down in Montgomery, Alabama, with Dr. Martin Luther King, Mrs. Rosa Parks, and many other greats. But it is more to that. We talk about slavery, we talk about segregation, we talk about integration, and all of these play an important part in our history and in our lives. And what Carter G. Woodson wanted to do was to place people of African descent at the center history and human experience. And he was thinking about honoring those and making us aware of their accomplishments and their contributions to society. So with that said, we had a lot of people that contributed to like inventions and developments, just different walks of life, just history, things that we do now, things that we use that we never gave a thought to. Who prevented these things? Not prevented, who invented, I'm sorry, who invented certain things, who developed certain things, who popularized certain things. So I am going to give you just about 5 or 6 people that you may not have heard of. Do your research. I Googled, I do research. I am a researcher anyway. I did a lot of research during my professional years, so I am a researcher. You give it to me, I will research it to the nth degree. So Wikipedia has some stuff there, but go to sites that are credible. You can't take everything that you Google, that you see on the internet as face value. Be sure that you look at credible sites, and there are a lot of them out there. You can just Google and many different sites will pop up. So I'm going to give you a few inventions or developments of some Black people that you may not have heard of. Okay, Alexander Miles, and he invented automatic elevator doors. Alexander Miles. Now, I'm not going to tell you a lot about these people. If you want to write their names down and do further research, or if you want your children to be exposed to some more Blacks that made contributions to our society, feel free to do so. The next one is Garrett Morgan, and he invented the gas mask, and it was to protect soldiers during World War I. Garrett Morgan. Refrigerated truck. That was patented by Frederick McKinley Jones. You know these food trucks that we see running around, and they're refrigerated? That was patented by I'm sorry, I can't talk this morning or this afternoon. Frederick McKinley Jones. The potato chips. It was popularized by a black chef named George Crumb. George Crumb was a black chef who popularized the potato chips. Sarah Elizabeth Goode, Goode, received a patent in 1885 for her cabinet bed. And she was the first known person to receive a patent from the United States. And she was born in Toledo, Ohio. There's a young woman, or she was a young girl at the time, named Ruby Bridges. She integrated a school in New Orleans, Louisiana, and if I don't make a mistake, I think her roots were in Mississippi. I think she may have been born in Mississippi, in the state of Mississippi, and I believe, if I remember correctly, her family moved to New Orleans, Louisiana, if I remember correctly. But check these people out. I will give you their names if you want to write them down, so the children can have some different people to do reports on, not just the regulars that everybody knows about, maybe household names, but we have many, many more people of African descent that made major contributions. They are Alexander Miles, Garrett Morgan, Frederick McKinley Jones, George Crumb, Sarah Elizabeth Goode. And Elizabeth is spelled Elisabeth. Last name Goode, Goode, and Ruby Bridges. Now, just a little bit of history on a few people. But I want to just freely talk about Black people as a race. No shade on no other race, but I'm talking about the race that I am part of. And this is a good time to speak about Blacks because, and let me say this, some people have said, why do you have to have a month for Black history? Why do you have to have a week for Negro history? The reason being because they were left out of the history books. Nobody talked about their contributions. Nobody talked about their accomplishments. They invented much. Nobody recognized it. So that's why Carter G. Woodson came up with the idea so that people can become knowledgeable about the experience, the history of Black people, the accomplishments and contributions that they made. So this is why we had to have a week, a month to remember these people, to reflect on these people. So let me say something about Black people, speaking from the vein of my being a Black woman, a Negro woman. We are some very, very strong people. We have endured a lot in life. We have gone through slavery, through being sold, through being beaten, battered, abused. We have gone through segregation, not being treated as first-class citizens. Then we went through integration, but we still have not arrived. There is still much prejudiceness and racism in our country. A lot of people are worried about what is going to happen about this and what is going to happen about that. Where will we end up? Well, my life is not in the hands of mankind. Me being a believer and what I believe in personally, God has me. I trust him. I don't care about this, that, and the third. I mean, I care to a degree, but shall I say, I'm not worried about that. Black people have always been survivors. Not saying that others are not, but I'm just reflecting on blacks right now. We have always been survivors. We have survived much struggle, much hurt, much pain, but we got through it. We got through it. Having a strong faith in God, the Creator, I believe this is how we made it through the struggles. We have not been people that will unalive ourselves. But now I'm hearing more and more of people of color unaliving themselves, and I just don't get it. We have been mentally strong, that strength, and it's not our own strength, and I know this. So what is happening to the society of Negro people? I think some of it might be drugs. People have been, because even when people were beaten down, physically beaten down, they still rose and stood up. So it's got to be something beyond just abuse, because we're used to that. It's got to be some other substances that we may be consuming or that we are exposed to, being around. It's got to be something, but I know it's the enemy as well. I know it is demonic spirits all around, because we know how to survive. We know how to take a meal and make nothing. We know how to take some flour and water and make dumplings, or make a whole cake of bread. We know how to do this. We know how to make, and when I say we, I'm talking about our ancestors, those that are gone before us, our elders. They knew how to make a meal. They knew how to plant a garden. They knew how to grow things. They knew how to use their hands. They knew how to quilt, how to make clothing. They just knew how to survive. They knew how to go and nail a plank on the house when it blew off or when you could see on the outside. They knew how to do these things. They knew, and we still, a lot of us still have some of that in our blood. We know how to make ends meet. When I do meals from the pantry, from the refrigerator, from wherever, survival meals, young people of today act like they don't know how to do anything. All they know how to do is microwave and do this and cry about, I don't have this and I don't have that and I can't do this and I can't do. Well, couldn't ever do anything. I can go to my refrigerator like I did yesterday. For those of you who watched my video or what may have been in the live, I had a half head of cabbage left over from another meal. Didn't want it to spoil. I had some bok choy from another meal. Don't want that to spoil. So I cut off some leaves of the bok choy. I cut up the rest of the cabbage, washed it real good, cleaned it, rough cut it, and I made a meal, and it is tasty. I used some sesame oil, but you can use any oil you want. I use the peppers. I have different colored bell peppers and garlic and green onion and red onion, and I made a meal, and y'all, I almost wanted to lick my fingers. I had a fork, but it was so good. Then, excuse me, then I did some corn and added some Rotel tomatoes to it. You can make a meal, and I didn't have to go out and buy this. It was in the fridge, it was in my pantry. So I made a meal. If I had wanted cornbread, I could have made some little corn patties on top of the stove. I mean, this is survival. Don't just throw away everything and say, oh, I saw a content creator fixing some cabbage one day. He used about half of the cabbage. And he said, I'm not going to cook but half because it's large. I don't need the other. And he threw it in the trash can. And I'm like, really now? You could have just stir-fried some cabbage the next day or the day after. You know, that is wasteful. We have to learn how to quit being wasteful. We have to stop it when it comes to food or when it comes to anything, your monies or whatever. But especially foods, that's what I'm talking about now and talking about survival. We got to learn or get around some elders who can teach you, if you have not learned from your family, how to survive. Because we're living in some times right now, we don't know what will happen. So we need to start getting back to that old school stuff to survive, y'all. We need to survive. Stop letting your children just play over food. I have to get on my young grandson about that. I will tell him, if you don't eat that food, knowing it's time for him to eat, but he's a picky eater. If you don't eat that food, the television is not going on. If you don't eat that food, you will not get a snack. If you don't eat that food, you won't play on your tablet for 30 minutes. We have to find ways that work for us to teach these children not to be wasteful. And even the adults, don't be wasteful. And as I said, we are strong. Naturally, God has given that to us. We are mentally strong. We may not get credit for that, but we are survivors. We are strong. This is the way we were created. We can withstand a lot of pressure. We don't break down. When I say we, I'm talking about the masses. We don't break down under pressure too fast. I tell myself all the time, things that I cannot control or change, I cannot go crazy over it. I don't care if it's a family situation, if it's my situation. I'm not going to cry about it. I am going to pray about it. I'm going to trust and believe that things are going to get better. That's why I love walking, because I get out there and walk. If you walk, you can relieve a lot of pressure. Walking is very good. Not only is it good for your limbs, your heart, your lungs, your body, it is good for your mind. It is good to relieve stress. Try it. Try it. I have not been getting out there as much as I normally do, but it's warming up now, and I'm going to be back on my game. But I had to use wisdom as to not get out there. I know my age. I can't get out there in 40 degrees weather. I have done it before, but I can't do that. You have to know your limitations. And I think for my age, I'm doing pretty good. My doctor told me that I am doing well. And I know I am. And I all praises and thanks be unto God. I couldn't do this on my own. It's not a boast. It's just giving praises. I don't do it on my own. I'm thankful every day that I get up and my feet hit the floor and I'm able to walk and to move. I thank God. This year, my motto is hashtag coming alive 2025. That is my motto. And others may have the same motto because I've been hearing come alive 2025. Whatever. No jive in 2025. I think Gwen Michelle says that at the OK Lounge. And I've heard many content creators say it. So we all have the same idea that we are going to come alive, be alive, change some things, rearrange some things in our lives. We are going to be better today than we were yesterday or the day before. And this is what it is all about for all people, because all people matter. All people matter. But I'm just here talking about Black history because it is the month that's been set aside. And I'm just talking about our qualities, our strengths. We are not dumb. We can learn. Our brains are alert. We're strong. We're intelligent, many of us. So we can learn. But we have to be taught. We have to be taught. You can train dogs. If you can train dogs, you can train humans. I have a grandson who is very young, kindergarten age, and he's reading. I'm not saying he knows every word, but he knows words that I didn't think he knew. He's reading because he has a good foundation in phonetics. His parents took he and his brother to a restaurant out of town yesterday. And I'm going to get to the chat in just a minute, y'all. And they gave him a menu. He looked over the menu. They let him choose what he wanted. He read the menu, and the lady was in awe. The waitress. She said, "He can read?" That's what they told me. The lady said, "Oh, he can read?" And they let him order. He ordered chicken fingers, onion rings, and iced tea. And he placed his own order. They let him order what he wanted, and he read it from the menu. And then he got the adult menu and started reading things from that. And this lady was just in awe. Oh, he can read? That's why I say if we teach, they can learn. We have to teach. We have to be about education. And there are a lot of parents and grandparents who are teaching the young ones. And this is what we have to do. This is what we have to do. So we need to get on our game because we are slipping as Black people. We have gotten off our game, some of us. So I'm encouraging you, trying to motivate and inspire you to get on your game. I'm trying to stay in the game. I'm trying to learn as much as I can. My grandson keeps me in the game. Everything I don't research or know myself, if it's a slang or if it's something that I can't Google and find the answer, I ask Tyler. Because I want to be in the game. I want to stay in the game no matter if I'm 100 years old. I want to be sharp, I want to be alert, and I want to stay on my game. I want to be able to inspire and teach others. Family first. Now let me get in the chat and see what I am missing here, who I am missing, who came in that I didn't speak to, because it is never my intent to overlook anyone. If I miss your comment, if I miss speaking to you individually as being your hostess, it's not intentional. I may have missed it, especially if I'm walking. So let me see. I've spoken to Tim, and you all are welcome here. Greetings to you all. If this is your first or second time here, you are welcome, welcome, welcome. If you are a regular, you already know you're welcome. So let's see what. Okay, I spoke to Anthony. Yes, Anthony has some incredible beats over there. Check him out. Annabelle. Check all of these people out because these people are awesome. She Ray, happy Saturday. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Anthony, for listening. David Corey, David Cropper. How are you doing, David? My day is wonderful. Y'all know something? I try to wake up every morning with excitement and expectation. I try not wake up in the morning, can't hardly make it, sad and sorrowful or whatever. I wake up with excitement and expectation. It doesn't matter what's going on in my life. I want to be excited every day because it's a good thing, a blessing to me that I wake up. So I don't want to wake up sad and mad, angry. I want to be glad. Annabelle, thank you so much for being a loyal, genuine member for 24 months. I appreciate you, honey. You have been so generous in pushing our channel. I am grateful to you. You have gifted many memberships. You have sent me seeds and all of the things. So thank you very much. Thank you, She Ray, for being here. She Ray is an awesome supporter. She and Tim, they don't have content right now, but they are awesome, awesome supporters. David Cropper is over there planting it up in his garden. Awesome garden, watermelons, all of the things. An awesome gardener. So we thank David. And that's another thing, David. Grow your own food. That is what the elders did. They lived off the land. They had chickens. They had cows and hogs and all kinds of vegetables. They had herbs. Somebody was telling the story that it was asked when the slaves were trying to escape and they had babies, how did they keep the babies quiet? And it said that they would get something, some herb from the field. I don't know the name of it right now. Give it to the babies, and they would be calm. So yes, all of these herbs of the field, all of these vegetables, at least when we grow it ourselves, we know what we have, we know what we're getting. Annabelle is also a gardener. I'm doing some light gardening over here. I intend to do more. Shout out to Frugal Mama, who is a member. Shout out to Annabelle, who is a member. Shout out to Gwen Michelle, who is a member. And welcome in Cammy Dog. And let's see. Wellness with Frugal Mama is not only exercising, she's doing a variety of things. She's doing shopping hauls and she's gardening. She has done very well with her gardening. Slavery is part of white history. Yes, it is, Annabelle. Let's see. Because the people in this country never focus on great achievements of black people. Yes, that is so true. And that is why Carter G. Woodson is known as the father of Negro history because he launched this in February of 1926. But I'm talking about right now what blacks have endured, what they have gone through at the hands of even their own people in Africa that sold them to people in this country. It wasn't just white people doing this. Well, I say Caucasian people. Africans sold their own people. Now, how about that? To this country. So yes, it's a lot of history there, a lot of untold history. How you survive it is part of black. It's part of black. I notice whenever minorities start getting ahead, something major happens. Just my opinion. Yeah, we have an adversary out here. Things happen. Sometimes people don't do what they need to do, but I'm really talking about the struggles before they even got to where they are now. Once we get to a place of power, blessings, or whatever, we have to remain humbled. We have to remember where we came from. We have to always remember where we came from. Many people have messed up. Surely black people mess up, Caucasians mess up, a whole lot of people mess up, do a lot of things that they shouldn't be doing. And a lot of times they get caught, a lot of times they don't. You know, that's just how it is. Campy Dog Adventures. Thank you, Anthony. Joshua, welcome in. We are spoiled as a nation. Annabelle says, if you don't eat your food, no reading books and artwork. Oh, yes, Joshua, that's right. I had to sit at the table for what seemed like an hour until I ate the squash that was on my plate. Yes, yes. Walk the stress away. That's right, Anthony. It really does work. Anthony says, true, Annabelle. Yes, we are spoiled in this country, but we need to be unspoiled. We need to go back. Black people need to go back to the old grounds, the old stomping grounds. And when I say that, I'm talking about listening to your elders, talk to your elders, find out about survival. They may not have been so highly educated, but they were wise elders. You can learn a lot if you sit at the feet of your elders. Okay, yes, Cammy Dog. Hashtag coming alive 2025. Welcome in, Coach Sherry. Good day to you. Thank you so much for coming in. And let's see here. Let me go back. Welcome in, April Showers Network. Thank you so much. Anthony said, true, Africans did sell Africans into bondage. Yes, they did, Anthony. Yes, they did. They did that. As history will have it, yes. So, hi, Psalm 146. Welcome in. Good, glorious afternoon. Patty's Kitchen Garden. Morning, everyone. I'm listening in these bushes. Thank you for being in the bushes, in your watchtower. Annabelle said, thank you, Annabelle. Annabelle said, no problem. But we have a great group of people here in the chat. Great group of content creators and non-content creators. Great supportive people. And I just thank you all for being here. And I know most of you know what I'm saying to be true, but maybe it's a reminder, maybe it's motivation, maybe it's inspiration, encouragement for you to teach children, grandchildren, nieces, nephews, or just remembering yourself to be grateful for what we have. The wisdom of our elders was probably, yes, in my family, I'm in the category of being an elder now. I don't take it lightly. I am an elder, Coach Sherry. I am an elder. And that's why I like to inspire young people, grandchildren, children, nieces, nephews, and just young people in general. I am an elder, and if they listen, they can learn a lot from me because I learned a lot from my elders growing up as a child. I loved sitting at the feet of my elders and learning some things. And yes, we can learn a lot from our elders. We can learn how to be respectful. We can learn how to being respectful, being kind to people, not harmful to people, not treating people any type of way. I don't care if you all have different ideas, if you have different ways of living. That is your business. Every person is a human being, and we have to be kind to everybody. Because guess what? If you sow seeds of kindness in your little flower garden, so to speak, if you sow seeds of giving, seeds of being humbled, love seeds, that is the harvest that you will get. That is the harvest that you will get. You may no longer be here, but it could fall on your children and your children's children and generations to come. So we want to plant good seeds. Let's see, some said, I wish my grandmama would have passed down information from the past, but both her parents passed when she was a youngster. So maybe she didn't know our family history either. Yes, that does happen, Andrea. That does happen. I'm sorry. Precious Pieces, welcome in. How are you doing? We're setting up fertile ground for our legacies by the life that we live. Yes, indeed. Coach Sherry, yes, indeed. So we have to be mindful. We have to be mindful how we treat people. We have to be mindful, not just in the YouTube streets, but everywhere we go. If we can lend a helping hand to somebody, do it if you can. Do it if you can. I know you cannot help everybody, but those that you can help, those that you appreciate, give. Give if you can. I believe in that. Blessing others with whatever. Sharing, learning how to share. When I was a child growing up, and I know people that had gardens during that time, they would share in the community. I remember this old man they used to call Cuz. He was an elder at the time. And he used to grow sugar cane. And he would just go around in the community just passing out stalks of sugar cane. I cannot tell you how much sugar cane I ate during that time. Thank you, Cammy Dog, for the sticker, super sticker. Thank you so much, Cammy Dog Adventures. And that is Gwen Michelle at the OK Lounge. That is her precious little lady who struts about on the streets of Mississippi. But anyway, have a great day yourself, Cammy Dog and Gwen. Thank you so much for the super sticker. I appreciate it so much. I appreciate you guys spending your time here. I appreciate all that you do. I know Gwen Michelle has to go to work. I just appreciate, so thank you for the time that you were able to spend. I appreciate it. Thank you all for being here. I am the type of person who is grateful for every act of kindness, everything. Thumbs up, making comments, coming in the room with me, talking with me, interacting with each other. Every gift that I have received, both gifted memberships and gifts that I have been mailed. I have received so many wonderful gifts from people, many garden seeds from people. Um, Annabelle sent me some resin that she did, sent me one for my grandson, numerous of seeds, numerous gifts, membership gifts. People have sent me tumblers, water bottles, tea, let's see, everything, t-shirts, everything. And I know I'm missing some things. Cash apps, super stickers, super chats, super thanks. I am so grateful. So grateful for the membership. So grateful for you all spending time. Anthony gifted me a beat, and I am so grateful. Big Rooster gifted me a beat, and I am so grateful. I thank God for these people. I'm grateful. I am grateful. I don't care if you give me $1. That is $1 of your money that you could have been doing anything with. Anything. Thank you so much, Annabelle. Thank you so much. Gotta love seeds. Yes. And Tigsy recently sent me some seeds. Tigsy, let me see, Tigsy's, I can never get her name. Tigsy's Gardening and Life. It's something else between that Tigsy and gardening. Tigsy something, Garden and Life. She recently sent seeds. Great and small, that's right, Coach. That is right. Great and small. No gift is too small. No gift is too small. I appreciate everything. Yeah, thank you, Anthony. Tigsy enjoys gardening and life. That's it. And thank you, Andrea. Tigsy enjoys gardening and life. She just recently sent me some seeds. Those are the most recent ones that I have received. My grandson Tyler came today. He looked around at my raised bed because Tyler helps me with the gardening. In fact, he inspired me to start doing a garden. He went out and he was much younger than he is now. He bought seeds, he bought gloves, soil, pots, containers. And he said, you can start a garden. We can start a garden. He put me on the road to it, and guess what? He bailed out. Then it was all mine, but he will always come and help me when he can. So he came here today, and he looked in the backyard, and he said, next Saturday, I'm going to come. I don't think I'll be working, so we're going to get the garden together. He said, but we're supposed to have some more cold weather coming in, and I was trying to wait until the cold weather went by before we got out there. He said, but I'm coming and pulling the weeds, and this ant bed keeps building in my raised bed, so I put some grits on it, but he said it was building again, so we are going to get the garden going. I didn't do any winter planting, but Nikki at the Everyday Life of an OCDS Chick is really inspiring because she shows how she does her winter gardening in jugs. And I may try that next year, next winter. But the gardening community, I love so much because this is food that we have to consume, and we know how it's grown. We don't have to worry about these pesticides and all of these harsh chemicals going into our food because we're not using it in our soil. Hey, Nikki. I just mentioned you, Nikki, how you have inspired me to do the winter gardening with the jugs. I didn't do it this winter. I mean, I heard you talk about it last winter, but I was a little bit lazy. But I'm not going to let that catch me that way. Let it catch me that way next winter or next fall. I'm going to get on my game, starting to collect some jugs now and stop throwing them away. And yes, I'm going to do that. Food at the supermarket doesn't even have flavor anymore because of the chemicals that they. Yes, I bought some collards from a particular grocery store a few months ago, and I mean, they were no good at all. They were bitter. They didn't have any good flavor. I threw the whole pot away because they were not good at all. So when I did my garden this past season and I had a lot of collards, and as fast as I was harvesting the collards and putting them in the fridge, in the freezer, my daughter was getting hers, and then I was cooking a lot. So when the cold weather came, I didn't have any. The only thing I have is some okra left over, but we ate all of the collards. So yes, you know what you're getting when you raise it yourself. And Nikki says, "Oh, very good. I'm winter sowing now in the kitchen watching you." Okay, that's good. I enjoy watching those videos when you're sowing your winter garden. Well, I like all that you do over there anyway, Nikki. It's inspiring to me, and I don't know why. My daughter is calling me, and I told her I was going live. So she probably thinks that I'm done. I hope you guys can hear me. They must have been bad to throw them out. Yeah, they were bad, Nikki. They were bad. Food is so expensive. It is. Yeah. Can you hear me, Anthony? Okay, great. She probably thought I was offline because I told her I was going live. She has something very important. No, she calls me all during the day. She's out right now. I've talked to her about 3 times already, so it's all good. She'll be okay, Andrea. She will be okay. So I'm glad you all could spend this time with me. I thank you all so much. And thank you so much, Coach, for coming in. I appreciate it. Let's see what she says. I didn't know you could put grits on the vegetables to keep the ant away. Well, I have been told to use the grits on the ant mound, and it has worked. I have put it on a mound that I had in the yard, and it worked well. But maybe I didn't have enough that I put in the garden, and I'm going to have to attend to that. Maybe she has some, oh, that's what she's saying. So, yes, we're going to get the garden all together before we start planting anything. And I'm so happy that Tyler came today and looked around and said, we need to get the garden together, because I didn't do nothing. The only thing I attended to was the porch or the patio container garden. And my spearmint is looking great. My parsley is still thriving. My fig trees are doing good. But a lot of the other stuff I lost, like the dill and eggplant and whatever. So I'm going to have to figure out something for the coming winter, maybe some sort of greenhouse. And I had my plants covered up well with a plant blanket that I had ordered from Amazon. But it got so cold here. It got down in the teens. And I think what really killed them is that I wasn't really watering them too much. It was so cold outside that I didn't put a lot of water. I tried to wait until we got up in like the 50s or 60s before I put water on them. And I think it was lack of water, moisture. Okay, man. Okay. So that is my spiel, just to talk a little bit of about Black people and how we have survived a lot, and talking about pantry cooking, Nikki, how we can find things in the fridge and in our pantry and make a meal of it and not just toss these things out, get what we want from it and throw it in the trash. So that's what I've been talking about. So for those of you who will catch the replay, I thank you so much. For those of you who may be in the bushes or the watchtower looking, please give the thumbs up. I thank you so much. I have 10 people watching. I do have a 24 thumbs up. So I thank you for that. Thank you all for coming. Us dogs know how to unite. Yes, Gwen said, us dogs know how to unite. And I'm trying to see. Okay, Anthony said, we have to know where we came from and be proud to strive to keep going and keep growing. Yes, Anthony, I agree. And I'm trying to see if I missed another. I read what Coach said already. Anyone wants some seeds, contact me in IG with the address to send them. You have already sent me many seeds. I still have some seeds that you sent, Annabelle, that I'm going to put in the soil. So I'm good right now. Share some with someone else. I am going out and buy some more herbs because I lost a lot of my herbs and I need to go out and buy some. However, I do have some. I want to plant some more peppers, like bell peppers and things like that. So let's see. Trying to make sure that I have caught the comments. Okay, Andrea said, I did that same thing with the herbs inside my little plastic greenhouse. Didn't water because it's been so cold, everything dried up. That's what happened, Andrea. That's exactly what happened to me. Enjoy the rest of your day, Coach, and thank you for coming. So happy to have you, and you are welcome to return at any time. So guys, I am going to get off now. I just wanted to come on and just talk a little bit along the lines of Black history, since it is set aside to give honor and to learn about accomplishments. And let's not just single out a few known people, because there are a lot of unsung heroes, a lot of people that don't get the recognition. You may Google and find them and may say, I've never heard of this person. So let's just, and if you have children or grandchildren, nieces and nephews, and they're in school, you know, let them learn about some other important people that made great strides, achievements, and contributions to our history and to our society. So you all have a blessed and wonderful day, and the rest of your evening, night, morning, wherever you may be signing on from, or if you're in a different time zone or a different day even. I appreciate you coming in, watching, giving the thumbs up. And I will talk to you guys on the next video. If you don't have any questions for me, I think I have covered what I wanted to talk about when I first got started. If I think of anything else, I'll bring it up on another video. But let's remember our past and where we have come from and where we're trying to go. And like Anthony said, just keep growing, keep accomplishing, growing and glowing and accomplishing and achieving our goals. And yes, we'll get there. So y'all have a great day, and I will see you soon. I'm going to leave it up for a few seconds just in case somebody wants to say something toward the end or may want to ask something. Take care, Frugal Mama. Blessings to you, Andrea. Take care, Anthony. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. Coach and everyone, you are appreciated.